Stop being a people pleaser. You can't satisfy everyone. People only remember what you didn't do for them. The moment you say no, they done forgot about everything you've done for them. They only remembered that you said no. So stop focusing on making other people happy and stop caring about what other people think. When all you do is focus on making other people happy, when are you ever going to have a chance to be happy? You can't always focus on what other people want you to do. You can't live your life trying to please everyone because you can't please everyone. To please everyone means you have to do it consistently for the rest of your life. Because the moment you say no, they'll start to resent you. They'll stop hitting you up. The only reason why they hit you up is because they want something from you. Because you're the only one that always says yes to everything. And the moment you say no, the moment you put your foot down and stand up for yourself, they won't hit you up anymore. They'll be around you less. And when you're trying to make everyone else happy, you can't stop because you'll feel like they'll stop liking you, or you'll feel like you're not accepted as much anymore. And that's not the life you want to live. Living a life catering to everyone is a miserable life because at the end of the day, no one cares about you. When you have a problem, no one's gonna come solve it for you, but you make everyone else's problem yours. Like you're responsible for them, for their problems. But you're not. No one's gonna walk you through your problems the way you walk with them through their problems. And sometimes you gotta understand, you gotta focus on yourself and your goals and what you wanna do in life, how you wanna live your life. If you live your life catering to everyone, even if you did it for 20 years, the moment you say no, they'll disappear. They will no longer be in your life as much as they used to be. They'll only remember you when you can do something for them. And the moment you stop everything you've done in the past, it's like you never done anything for them. They only remember the most recent thing you've done for them. They only remember when you couldn't help them. And that's just the way the world is. People only remember what you can do for them and what you didn't do for them, what you couldn't do for them. But what you gotta realize is you don't want these people around. You have to be aware enough to know who's around you as long as you can do something for them, as long as you can help them, and who's around you genuinely, who actually cares about you. Not for what you can do for them, because then they're only here as long as you can offer them something, as long as you can help them. Because that means the moment that you're down, the moment you have nothing to offer them, the moment you can't help them, then you'll feel like no one cares. That when everyone needed something, you did what you could. You made their problem your problem to solve. But now that you need help, no one's there for you like you were there for them. And you'll never be able to live the life that you want to live, the way you want, if you're constantly living your life doing things to make other people happy. When are you going to be able to do things because it makes you happy? When are you going to be able to do the things that you want to do? You only have so much focus and so much time. And if you focus on what other people want you to do, base your decisions on other people, and focus all your time on making everyone else happy, when are you ever going to be happy? You can't always focus on other people. You have to focus on yourself and what makes you happy. You can't focus on your goals if you're focused on everyone else and what everyone else thinks. You only have so much time and energy, and the only way to really be happy is to live the life that you want to live. Do things because you want to do it. Not what others want you to do. Not what others expect from you, but what you expect from yourself. We can't always focus on other people. We have to focus on ourselves and live the life that we want to live. And when we do things because we want to do it, then we have no one else to blame because we made the decisions based on how we feel. When you do things based on what other people think, when you do things to make other people happy and it doesn't work out, you'll have a reason to blame other people because it wasn't what you wanted to do and you only did it because of them. And when you start blaming everyone because of where you are in life, it's hard to move in the right direction because most of the time our excuses are valid. The way you feel isn't necessarily wrong, and that's how we get stuck where we are. Sometimes we have to take responsibility and think about why we are where we are. And sometimes it's because you're not living true to yourself. When you're living true to yourself, when you do something because you want to do it, not because what other people wants you to do, then you know you're responsible for being where you are. Because every move you make, every decision that you made was because you wanted to make it. So when you fail or when you succeed, you know it was because of you, not because of anyone else. And by being responsible for ourselves and our own happiness, we'll do what we have to do to get to where we want to be. You can't have a peace of mind if all you do is think about everyone else and what everyone else thinks, or comparing yourself to everyone. You can only have a peace of mind when you're focused on yourself, focused on what you need to do to live the life that you want to live, and to do what has to be done to get to where you want to be. When you compare yourself to others, it's because you care about what other people think of you. You want to be like them, or you want to live like them. You don't need to show everybody how good you're doing or how much fun you're having. If you're having fun, just have fun. You don't have to show it off. When you're in the moment and you're actually having fun, you don't think about showing it off because you're in the moment, you're enjoying the moment. And you have to learn to stand up for yourself. Stand up for what you believe in. Don't let people push you around. And when you feel a certain way, you have to speak up. Your opinion matters. What you think matters. Can't always let people walk all over you and feel like only what they say matters. And sometimes you can't make everyone happy. Sometimes it's one or the other. Sometimes you can only do one or the other. There's no such thing as being perfect. Sometimes you can't make both things happen and you have to come to a compromise. But that's just a part of life. Life is all about compromising. In friendships, in relationships, at your job. Sometimes you have to come to a compromise and do what's best for the situation. And it's not going to be the perfect situation. It's not going to be the most perfect thing you can do, but it's the best you can do. Sometimes you can't have it both ways. You can't satisfy them and yourself to the max. Both parties are going to have to come to a compromise. Something that both parties can accept. You can't expect perfection, and don't try to be perfect. You know, a lot of times we think to ourselves that we need to be perfect or we want to be perfect. But have you done anything perfectly? Have you made anything perfectly? Perfection doesn't exist. This world is full of flaws. There's pros and cons to everything. Even when something's good, if you look for bad, you'll find it. There's no such thing as living in a perfect world. Someone's going to be unhappy. So you can't live your life catering to everyone. No one's liked by everyone in the world because everyone has different opinions. Everyone thinks differently. So you can't always make everyone happy. You have to live your life based on your values and morals. Stop worrying about everyone else. Something might make someone happy, but others will be upset by it. There's not one thing in this world that makes everyone happy because everyone wants different things. So you can't live your life based off of other people's thoughts. Live your life the way you want to live it, what you want to do. It's not always about everyone else. And you don't need to feel bad when you say no. Other people don't feel bad when they say no to you. Just think about it. If you feel sad when you say no, and you feel sad when other people say no to you, when are you ever going to be happy? And you can't keep doing what everyone else wants you to do because you're living your life the way other people want you to. You have to live your life the way you want to. That's the only way to be happy. That's the only way to have a peace of mind because you're doing what you want and living the life that you want. So you have no one to blame when things go wrong, when things aren't the way you want it to be, because you made every decision based on what you wanted, because you wanted to make those decisions, not because of anyone else. And if you want to be happy, it starts with you. You know what makes you happy and you know what you want. And when you focus on that and when you choose to see it, you'll realize you're not as lost as you think you are. You'll realize you're not stuck. What you're seeking was always there, but you just didn't see it. You were too focused on other things that don't matter. You have to focus on things that do matter and who really matters to you. What you have to understand is there's always going to be something for people to complain about. There's always going to be something for people to be unhappy about. How can you have perfection when everyone wants different things? And some people are not willing to come to a compromise. Some people are not willing to accept logic. They base everything off of emotions or what they don't have. And when they focus on something that they don't have, they only think about the good. And they fail to realize the bad that comes with it. Perhaps things are not perfect right now, and you're focusing on other things, and you focus on the good of other things. So you see other things as perfect. But even if you got there, even if you got what you wanted, you will realize it's not perfect. You'll start seeing the imperfections, the bad things, and then you'll focus on something else that you think is perfect. How good they have it. How good it would be to live like that. Stop focusing on the things that you don't have and start appreciating what you do have. Start looking at the good. Stop focusing on all the negativity. Because if you focus on the bad things, all the negative things, that's all you'll see. There's good and bad in everything. But you have to choose to see the good. You have to choose to be positive. You have to choose to be happy. You have to choose to be a happy person with sad moments and not be a sad person with happy moments. Everything is perspective. It's what you choose to see.